what type of people do watch this podcast? You were talking about lesser people and
Is
races
that
before
your
this.
Intro? Is that your intro?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're just people.
Can you
Doesn't-
fucking hit the intro?
It doesn't matter what color their skin is, AJ. They're still people, okay? Hey, welcome to the podcast, guys. This is the
Who are we?
podcast featuring me, Mark Carsky, Dylan Mahler, AJ Leidig, with our featured guest, Mike Caceres.
Yeah.
I was practicing it on the way here. I was like,
I would like to say people are equal, but it definitely does matter what your skin color is.
Right.
Yeah, it
It
factors
matters.
in.
We never do like a 3-2-1 when we start this podcast. It's always just I say something stupid or Dylan does, and Mark's like, let's start it right now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was the perfect thing to say. Yeah, dude. How you guys doing, though? You guys doing
Pretty good, actually. I want to preface this by saying we recorded an early episode last week.
Yes.
That will never be shown to the public.
Luckily-
because it sucked. All three of let's be completely honest, myself included, we were not in it.
I think the first half, it was good.
Yep.
The second half, it was just so unorthodox for us to be like, let's stop and start again.
We were also just all like dead.
Yeah.
Like we were not ready to do this.
super early, too, dude.
It was like 5 p.m.
That's
It was-
hard. That's hard. But how have you been, Mike?
I'm good, man. I've been working a lot.
Where do you work?
I serve at CG's, and then
Shout out CG's and Bolingbrook.
shout out CG's Comedy, the Martinos.
Actually, they probably don't want us to say this, truthfully.
Yeah,
No, man.
don't go there on Thursdays. Go to Gambits.
Mark's
all
also
plugs are
starting a
good plugs.
competing
Shout out
one.
CG's Comedy.
That is good. That's a good point.
That is a good point. And I'll plug. You know what? I won't plug my other job, but I have another job. It's a great place.
What's your other
Great
job?
business. I have a barista job.
Oh.
Starbucks?
No, it's called. It's a craft beer retailer called Bitter Pops. They have a coffee bar.
Because they're the baristas. I instantly thought coffee.
It is coffee.
Oh, but
yeah. So it's like there's like a beer retail space. There's a tap room. There's a kitchen, and then there's a coffee bar. And I just make coffee at the coffee bar.
What do people start drinking like early?
Sometimes.
Like
yeah.
earlier than like usual, just because it's like also coffee. Also, there's beer here.
Irish coffee.
Not really so much at this place. I worked at a Starbucks Reserve 2 years ago, and people would come in because we had a bar as well. and
What's a
people would come in.
reserve? What's the difference?
It's like
Higher, just a nicer one.
it's bullshit. Basically it's a nicer
It's
one.
bullshit.
So it was higher end coffees and higher end pastries.
like, our other stuff is
and
shit.
it just looked better. It was like
we have nicer
like
stuff. We just
Right.
don't.
We just don't serve it to the public.
yeah.
That
basically.
makes sense. I mean, like Toyota has Lexus, so like we
Yeah.
gotta have nicer.
I do
But
want
I
to want to give Mike a little bit of an intro if you guys don't mind.
Yes.
Give me an intro.
Mike is a comedian from around here.
Hey.
One of our favorite out in the suburbs. We absolutely love
Very
him.
good,
We're very
yes.
happy to have you here. If you don't mind, can we open with the night? I think we had met before, like we had been casual,
Mm-hmm.
but the first night that we actually hung out, I want to refer it to suburban hiking
Suburban hiking.
was the night.
Yeah, we
if you
went
don't mind
suburban
telling this
hiking.
story for a second.
You guys were hiking when you met.
Pretty close to it, honestly.
Sparks were just flying and stuff.
It was actually at CG's, and I was working the weekend there, and Mike came through, did a guest spot, and all of a sudden, like the headliner for the evening was just like, let's just start walking, and we went outside. And we walked damn near 2 miles to go find cigarettes.
Yeah, we were hanging out. So
Jesus. That's the most comedian thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
yeah. AJ was hosting the weekend, and I came in to do a guest spot, as he just said, and we were hanging out after the show. And the headliner was like hanging out with a bunch of people from the crowd, and like we're young comics, so if we get to hang out with a headliner, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out and we're smoking, and then I ran out of cigarettes, so I had to like go walk to a gas station. And then these people who were at the show, they were like, "Oh, we'll walk with you." So everybody walked. We all did a walk through like the mall and through parking lots to get cigarettes.
Damn near like literally. So it's always funny whenever you do something like a late night adventure because it starts like the first 10 minutes of like you use the sidewalks and everything, and then by like 20 minutes in, you're just like
How late was
walking
it?
through valleys and stuff.
Was it like super late?
This is like
It
what?
was probably like 10:30.
10:30.
No,
yeah.
maybe a little later. Whatever. I mean, it's.
How long have you been doing comedy, by the way?
I say like 2 years. I've been hitting it pretty consistently in the last year, and then before the pandemic, I was like, I would say dabbling. You know, so I would go in and out, couple mics a week, take a couple months off, you know, that kind of thing.
Now that you're like taking it seriously, consistently, like how many do you do in like a year? Because like AJ's done an absurd amount of stand-up in a year. Like how many have you done?
Like how many mics in a year?
Yeah, because he's done like 300.
I'd say you're probably pretty in there.
I haven't counted. I mean, I did I did 5 last week, 7 the week before that. 9 the week before that.
So like a lot of double dipping and shit.
Yeah, now in the last few months, I've been doing a lot more of
I gotta
that.
start doing that, dude. I've done that one time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired, man.
It's-
You get burnt out,
Yes,
but
it's really draining. Like I couldn't imagine having the energy, really.
I will say, like, especially going to the city because all of us live somewhat far.
Yeah.
I only find it worth it if I get multiple sets. Like last night we did Comedy Bar,
Yeah.
and I just did the one set, and it's like that wasn't worth. Like it wasn't worth me putting in 2 hours of travel to do 3 minutes.
well, that's the thing, right? Hannah and I were supposed to do 3, so we had signed up. We had missed the Lincoln Lodge sign up, so we went to Wrigleyville North. That's where Dylan was, and then we went from
which is, by the way, a great room. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
no, it was dog shit when we went. So we left, and we got on at Logan Theater. But by the time we had signed up for there, we were so late on the list that we were gonna miss Comedy Bar. So we did Comedy Bar, and then we could have gone back and done Logan Theater, but we just fucked off because Hannah left like back to Cleveland. God damn it! At like
You hear that,
7 this
ladies?
morning. Yeah.
What?
Well, she,
I'm just kidding, Hannah.
Hannah's our most consistent guest on this podcast.
the
great.
ladies
You're
in
trying to burn
Cleveland or
this
the ladies
relationship.
here? Yeah.
Internationally.
Hey.
True.
No.
do wanna talk
Hannah's
about
gonna be
this 'cause-
back. I'm gonna come out there. We're figuring it out.
We're gonna make this sad for a second. Your girlfriend did just move away.
She just moved away.
She
She,
just
moved
moved
to
away. Well,
for
fucking
college.
Not
Ohio.
even 24 hours ago.
For college though.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like she's just like she didn't move.
She left. She's going to Oberlin, which is a liberal arts college in Cleveland. The way I understand it, it's like Hogwarts for the gays.
So nothing. You've got nothing.
They show up and they put a hat on top of them and it goes non-binary. And then,
So you've got
They
nothing
put him
to
in
worry
different
about.
houses.
You're like, she's not cheating. I'm good. There's no.
She's not cheating.
I mean, you can
She
cheat anywhere. There's all non-binary girls. People
Oh,
will.
I forgot she's bisexual. Gotta watch
right.
out for them.
Hey.
Fine non-binary.
But
bitches.
she's not non-binary.
But she's not cheating
This
with
is
a dude.
this riff has
That's
gotten
fine.
very loose.
No, but
Neither
what
Hannah
do you
or I are
think about
cheating.
this?
She left mere hours ago.
Yeah.
This girl on Tinder said that she was a Hufflepuff in the streets, Slytherin in the sheets. What's that mean?
I mean, she's
That
bored.
means you should block her, dude. And that's a terrible person.
Actually, that might be the perfect girl for Dylan.
Have you
A
seen Harry
Hufflepuff in
Potter?
the streets.
Have you,
I just feel like Slytherin in the sheets. It's just like
it's because they're the bad
pretty
one.
phallic.
Well, no, that's a very specific type of girl, right? Because she's reserved. She's a reader, obviously.
Don't they all love Harry Potter?
All girls.
I would
Yeah.
like to say I think I'm a Gryffindor in the sheets because I'm fairly brave.
You're brave in the sheets. What was cite a recent act of bravery
See,
in the
that would have
bedroom?
made me go, are you sure you've had
Let's
sex
all,
before? 'Cause you
everybody,
know-
let's go around in a circle and let's
Wait.
say the bravest thing we've
Wait,
all
why
ever
did you
done
associate
in the
bravery
bedroom.
with Hufflepuff?
No, with Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Wait,
Isn't that the thing? It's like
Brave,
bravery.
I
honor,
didn't watch it
courage.
that
Yeah,
deep.
Courage.
they're the hero.
I'm courageous in the sheets.
I was like, I didn't. Like, how so?
Yeah.
I fight my demons every time.
You cry in the pussy. This reminds me of my mother.
Yeah, I fight my sexuality. You know.
I wish this should be a guy.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do this. Nice. What were we saying?
What do you guys think you are in the sheets? Housewise.
Housewives.
Yeah.
I guess Slytherin.
You're a Slytherin everywhere though. I feel like.
Everything.
Yeah.
In every the hat wouldn't
In
be
every
like,
way, yeah.
The hat wouldn't even touch me.
The hat would just be like, oh, the fucking ugly one. Yeah. For
This
sure.
cunt, yeah, the most unfuckable guy here. Slytherin.
Dylan strikes me as like a Ravenclaw because he's like clever. You know.
I got Ravenclaw when I did the Sorting Hat quiz. But I don't know. I feel like no one's going to represent Team Hufflepuff here, so
I feel like
'Cause it's gay.
from the movies, you don't really know what Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw is, barely.
Oh, right, 'cause they don't really
True.
touch on those.
They don't
words.
touch
Ravenclaw
on
is
it.
just
You gotta be a
regarded
reader.
as like the nerds. I feel like.
I think I'd be
Raven-
Hufflepuff.
I thought
because
Hufflepuff
I'm
was a
generous.
nerd, and then Ravenclaw is like alt. They're like
Okay,
they're
that's
like
true,
the
yeah.
alt nerds.
Ravenclaw
And this is
is
what I
Oberlin.
get from the interpretation by the film, not the books. Again, I only read. I read a couple of the books.
I've read all of them.
The
They're
books
good.
kind of escalate with like reading level. They grow with you, right?
Yes,
So like the
yeah.
first couple books you can handle, and then I would think I was in like 5th grade and I got to book 4 and it was like 600 pages. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I stopped.
Yeah. Well,
Did you
book 4 is
see,
interesting. If
Did you guys
ever
read the
it.
books?
No.
No, but
Oh.
I saw like
I have read
J.K.
them all.
Rowling put out a new book today or something. It was like
Woohoo.
it's weird.
The
It's like
Prisoner
a-
of Transcaban.
No, it's seriously like that.
She's still going on with this Harry Potter shit.
It's about like trolls. Like
You're not a real man, Harry.
She can't stop.
It's about like someone like, I don't know,
Hi,
getting
Dan.
killed by haters.
What if in the new movie the Sorting Hat just does gender? And it's just male and female.
Oh, if it was just like the bit that I did 3 minutes ago.
You know what, Mike?
It's a sorting hat, but it's
It's not about who says the joke first. It's about who says it louder.
Right, we're plugging it. We're replugging.
That's what
Guys,
that is.
let's real quick shout out to that joke I did
Shout out
3
the
minutes
joke real
ago.
quick.
Great
it's called a
callback.
callback.
It is called a
Callback.
callback. We're learning. We're learning about comedy.
I do.
Let's not talk about Harry Potter at all again for the rest of this
Why? I
podcast.
kind of
Deal.
liked it.
I like mixing the sex with wizardry.
That was creative. That was my favorite part.
You're a bottom, Harry.
Bottom here.
How do you think Harry found out he was a bottom? You think he told him, or do you think it was
Probably when Hagrid was laid
Malfoy
on
is a
top of him.
bottom, dude? That's a sub twink, bro.
Who?
Malfoy, they dress him up
Oh.
in sticky plastic and
Oh yeah, he just kind of
unzip
comes off
and
as not,
fuck
but
that
he
boy.
loves getting pegged, dude.
He doesn't.
Hermione's a pegger.
Well, he's like bratty about
She's
it
the
though.
smart
You know,
one.
he doesn't say that he likes it.
No, yeah, he hides. He's like, I'm the cool.
Right. He go,
and that's why.
but
With a ball gag in his mouth, like
right. He enjoys
a
it.
Slytherin ball gag.
Dude, I was talking
they
to
put
like
the gold thing in his mouth and flies away.
snitch is just flying around. It
Yeah.
flies away.
You have to catch it with your mouth in the adult version.
They put it in his ass and then it travels through like Lemmy-winks.
I'm in.
Wow.
Let's make
This
this
is
a
why
porn.
we brought him on. Truthfully, good fit. Good fit. Every once in a while, we're gonna bring on like a real adult to do like a real interview to get, you know.
We can talk about adult shit. Maybe I know some things.
I prefer not to, honestly.
Okay. Well,
We don't. I feel like people don't respect us for serious
I was like,
stuff.
do you not see yourself
Harry
as an
Bottom.
adult? Yeah, because you're still pretty young.
what do you think? What like adult shit do you think you know the most about?
What adult?
This is like
He's
a game
"Those
show.
are a good question.
What adult shit specifically?
He's like Slytherin.
What
and
subject? Well, Dylan, you have a
Gryffindor.
degree.
Yes.
Like
I
if
know
you
a lot
needed to
about
do like
business.
a Jeopardy category for adult shit, what would it be?
Oh my God.
If I
I'll
was
take
doing-
cooking and cleaning for 500.
Yeah.
Mark's like tattoos.
Not even. Because, yeah, no, I could probably go rap, I guess. But
That's
I
not
don't.
an
Rap
adult
is
thing.
not adult.
That's the least adult shit, dude.
Then I'd be like, that's the most adult thing I could think of that I have. I got nothing.
business.
I would
Business.
fail. Yeah, pretty much
Money.
everything. I live in my own little bubble.
I want to say Mark.
No, but everybody, there's
like.
there's a specific, there's got to be an adult thing that you do best.
But it's
you
like,
know,
what is adult?
I don't know, something that makes you feel mature, like that
Yeah,
you had to learn through gained wisdom.
I
that
paid
now
my-
you
Can
do.
you give an example?
Okay, I'll give a few different examples. We can go like into categories, you know? So there's like a specific trade, right? So if you could like woodwork or something, you're a man. You're an adult. But
You work at
also
McDonald's, you're a pussy.
I think like if you're a person who like keeps your place clean, that's responsible. If you can like keep your finances in order, all things that comics are terrible at. But I don't know, maybe other adult shit. Maybe it's like you always wear a condom, or you can like if you have
Condoms
any
are
dependence
childish.
on a W-4.
I pray to God you don't wear condoms.
Wear condoms?
You're too good looking to wear condoms.
He definitely
Mike.
wears
You
condoms.
have to, when you're good looking, you got to protect the
He
specimen.
wears.
You have
gotta-
to.
you gotta pr-
I pour hot sauce down my urethra and then I put 2 condoms on just in case.
Take it a step farther than Drake.
Dude, speaking of, I won't.
Speaking of fucking hot sauce in the urethra.
I won't say the person, but the word urethra does
Yeah.
bring up a certain set last night.
Yeah, who?
Well, the dick necklaces joke.
Oh yeah, Adam C was on a ripper last
Dude,
night
that
at the
was
comedy bar.
Crazy.
Really?
Have you heard his dick? His
Yeah, like
penis
doing
necklace
good.
joke?
Adam C sets are such a roller coaster because you never know if people are gonna fall off. It's like an old timey roller coaster. Either it's gonna be very fun and there's like nostalgia, or it's like everybody dies and it's a terrible
Yeah,
train
I feel
wreck.
like he'd be like Universal Studios.
He was riding the wave last night though. He
was-
found a
He actually
groove.
did really well.
Yeah, he's getting better and shit. I
He
like
either
it.
does well, or it's like everyone in the room hates him at the end.
He
of
also
the
showed
Oh,
up with a
yeah.
mustache, and I like that
Really?
look
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that. Really
Because a
bad.
mustache, he immediately this is a mustache guy. So
Yeah,
you're prepared
this
to hear
guy's a little
different
goofy,
things.
You know,
This guy's wacky.
Right.
This guy's zany. You know,
Right. He's zany.
Shout out
Rosemont.
Zanies. Adam C's great. I love him.
I love it every once in a while the sexual stuff dies, and we're just like, what do we talk about?
Let's sit into it. Let's sit into it.
Let's sit into it.
Adulting.
Yeah.
Adulting.
We don't have to volley. Is something else pulling at you? Is there something weighing on our
I
hearts?
do. I wish we would have went more into being courageous in the bedroom.
Yes,
go, yeah,
let's
yeah.
get back to
Let's get back to it.
This is why we take a second. There's
What's the most courageous thing
Can you
you've
give
done
me an
for
example?
a woman?
Oh, like what would be a I don't get how it could be courageous though. 'cause
something
there's
that you
there's no-
felt like you overcame it. Not just that you
Yeah.
came, you overcame.
That's a good yes.
just
Like
probably
it's like
them.
6 a.m. You're exhausted, but she's like in the mood, and you're just like, maybe I'll do it.
Or it's like maybe there's a car situation. You got to be really quick. You both pull it off.
I'm
You know
always quick.
what happens with. I don't know what the most courageous thing I've done is.
Well, since you asked, you go first so I can get an example.
Okay.
Do you ever do like a butt thing and then you get a little poo poo on you and then you still?
There's never been poop on my dick.
No.
Like it's always
No,
been
no,
just
no,
like-
never on my dick. Never.
Oh, yeah,
not
it's
poo poo
always
on my
been-
dick. But when
I don't even check first.
Before, well, you don't put a finger in first.
Maybe, but I don't look
Maybe
at
it's
it.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Maybe this conversation is weirder because we know my ex-girlfriend.
Well, no, this is not. This is
So-
not Hannah. Hannah and I have not been dating very.
Okay.
For some reason, it didn't even cross my mind.
You think I would come on here and talk about Hannah's asshole? But she's
Well,
left mere hours ago.
That's
I
our
would-
next
yes.
question. So
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
That's actually
diverting.
what we're talking about today.
But you put here because you never. Sometimes you're.
Yeah,
in
I
like
guess you do put a finger in first. Yeah, but I
put a
don't like
finger-
look at
You
it.
always test the water.
Well, sometimes. Well, I'm a looker. You know, like toilet paper,
Looker.
tissues. I'm a looker. I like to see what I'm working with. And
that makes
sometimes
sense.
I've seen a little under my nail. And
You just
courage.
wipe that shit off.
You courage through. Persevere.
Were you like go use the douche and then come back, or were you like you just went at it?
Did I tell her, hey, Toots, why didn't you go in the other room, go douche yourself
Clean
out
up
for
this
a minute?
asshole real quick. You sound like Adam C.
No,
It looks
no.
Puerto Rican. I don't like.
Well, see, there's no courage in that, you know?
Yeah.
The courageous move was to
Courageous move is
not
to get
even
going.
tell her that there was doo-doo
No,
under my
no.
nail.
And you just
That's
slop
not her
it out of
business.
mine.
I'll swallow that. Not literally, but figuratively.
just
went
That
to
the
town?
information.
So you ate her ass.
I've never eaten ass when there was poo-poo, but I'll eat clean butt.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
Need a
So what was your
bidet
most
to ride
courageous
this
thing?
ride.
I don't even know anymore, dude. Remember at the beginning of this when we were like, we're all on today. Like, this is going to be.
I didn't say that. Speak for yourself.
I said that. And then I was like, oh, maybe we're a little too on.
2 thumbs way up your ass.
Hell yeah.
Bravest thing is probably unprotected sex, just trusting she's on the pill. Super dumb. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dad.
that's not brave. That's not brave at all.
Your
dude.
dad told you he was on the
My
pill?
dad listens, and that's why my family exists, is the same mistake. So I think
Sorry,
that's the
Dad.
bravest
Do we all
thing.
think we're accidents?
No.
I think I'm not, but my sister was. But then it's like,
Ha-ha.
there used to be ways that you could take care of that. Not everywhere anymore.
They still got Plan B
But I think
everywhere.
it's almost
We
more.
should go into abortion. We should go into abortion rights
talk
right
about
now.
into
Oh,
it.
I thought you were
Abortion
talking about
clinic.
as a business. I was like, yeah.
Oh,
we should
yeah,
do it
yeah.
100%.
I'd love to.
It can't be that hard.
No, it's
It
easy.
can't be that hard.
It's super easy.
When the whole goal
Trust
is
me.
to destroy a human life.
Easily done.
Uter eats.
But I think this like scary thing.
It's also a cereal bar and
It's a
Planned
phenomenal
Parenthood.
name. It's a phenomenal business plan.
It's not just pregnancy though. It's like STDs. Like you got to protect the fortress.
Dude,
See,
Yes.
for some reason, I've
me
never
out.
thought about them.
Uter eats.
You've never thought about STDs ever?
No.
We
in
serve
your
people
life?
food.
Correct. Like
You're
I've
gonna
never
get
been like,
one then.
oh, this, because I guess I've always been like, oh, that's not gonna happen.
Mm.
I haven't got them yet.
Have
How
you
often
ever
do you
been
get tested?
though?
I have been tested, I think, one time.
Okay, so you could have a lot of
Yeah.
them. You have no idea.
You could have gotten multiple by now.
It's,
Yeah.
it's fine.
You could have gotten 3 off this
It
futon.
has a
You don't know
smell,
what.
it has a weird smell, but it's okay. All right.
What do you mean by it?
Oh, my dick.
Your dick all of your dick has a weird smell?
The whole thing. Yeah, it's a weird green
Damn.
shape.
Yeah, that's.
Like
I don't know why I
plants.
said all of it because
There's
you
not
can
much of
smell
all.
different parts of your dick.
Yes, if you're just like, well, that's just the tip.
It's like a tiramisu. It's different colors.
Yeah.
It's like
I
you
got a
can't-
fungal thing in the tip, but the base is doing real well.
I can't
got a
say
real
that.
clean shaft.
The head is
is super
inflamed
healthy.
quite a bit.
I keep the Tabasco in the urethra.
In the foreskin, I have a little bottle. Nice.
I'm very excited
Schmegma
for
Verde.
this Dick necklace.
Can we talk about movies for a second?
Yes.
Because
Trace.
I don't think people realize Mike's an actor. Like Mike does movie stuff.
No, I haven't acted in a while, but
I know,
yeah.
but you've done production compared to like most comics that like have never like touched
I have
that
done some
side
film
of it.
production. Yes, I
Like you had to audition and shit like that?
no, well, So a couple things. I did like some acting in some student films. I had a friend from high school who went to a film school, and me and another friend from high school were writing scripts. Started writing at like the end of high school.
It's in my mind right now. You were just talking about poop on your fingernail, and now you're like talking about school shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
While we were writing, there was shit
juxtaposition
all
is
over
so
my
great.
nails.
Have
All
you ever
over my
watched
nails.
every episode of this podcast?
Yes. No, actually.
But yeah, so me and one of my friends, we started writing scripts for this 7-episode coming of age miniseries that we ended up shooting last year. But one of our friends from high school had gone to film school, and he like put me on to audition for a couple of projects that like student projects they were doing. So I acted in a couple student films, which was really fun. Met some great people, and then was doing that for a couple of years, and then met enough people that were willing to volunteer their time. And last summer we shot about half of what we had of the series. We shot for like months. We were pulling 14-hour days for a while. It was
Holy
crazy.
shit, where's this gonna go?
Not
this series?
continuously. Well, it's
Like posted wise. Like where's it gonna be?
so what happened is we didn't we shot out of order, and we weren't able to get all of principal photography done. So I have to re-edit with an editing team what we have shot out of the show into what will be just a different story as a feature. That
So
can
is
work
this
on
like a
its own.
passion project type thing, or like you guys like have like what's the goal? Like
So yeah, so once we have it done, the idea is that we'll submit it to a couple festivals, do some research on seeing where it might fit best, where people might like to see it, and then from that, if we can get it bought or licensed in any way, that would be great. I'm not necessarily expecting that, but if we could get it accepted into festivals, I could go to a couple of them, meet a couple of people. That'd be an awesome experience, and then after that, just throw it up on everywhere.
yeah, like
YouTube,
I would say
Vimeo,
YouTube might-
Pornhub,
if it's
everywhere.
More like a logistical question about that. Can
Yeah.
you, if you're going to submit to film festivals,
Yeah.
can you not have it released publicly?
Correct.
Okay, so it has to. You can't be on YouTube and
It
then
has to
you go to film
premiere.
festivals.
That's a good thing to
Right,
know.
you have an unreleased copy that you can take to festival, but it can't be published anywhere. And per festival, there's a certain amount of time from the start of production to when it's submitted to the festival.
Right, because it's like a contest thing. So they want to be like, oh, they did this in a year or 6 months or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have to say, I watched Mike talk to someone who had a script, and it was the funniest thing. Like, just
Were you just like,
totally
this is so
shot him
ridiculous?
down. It was cool. Like, it was like watching him, like, he was like an LA, like, actual film, like, producer, and just,
and you shut
Yeah.
them down. You're like, you
Yeah.
read the script and you're like,
he
fuck
just
no.
kind of tore him apart.
It was a hot night at the CG's, Mike, and we were all hanging out at Bar Louie afterwards. Shout out Bar Louie.
Shut up, Harley.
And we'd all done pretty well. It was a fun mic. I was wearing this big goofy shirt. We had faced down a
yeah.
sativa joint outside, so we were feeling kind of
He looked
cracky.
like a Coke dealer.
Yeah, I did look like a Coke dealer. And we were hanging out, and there was this guy that I was talking to that said he wanted to try stand-up, and he had been writing jokes, and he hadn't done it yet before. So I was like, hey, man, you can run some of your stuff by me. We'll talk about it.
Those
I'll
are
tell
my
you what.
favorite people to talk to. Is
what
like
I think
guys
is
who
funny.
want to start stand up.
Well, this is a different guy. So I was
Right.
talking to this guy and we were talking about, he was going through his notes. He had written hundreds of jokes, and some of them were pretty good. So I was like, hey, you should do, like, in your first 5, do these jokes. I think these are good jokes, and I think if you do all of these in your first set, like, you'll have a good time. And then this other guy came over. And he was like, hey, I heard you guys were talking about stuff, and I personally write, and I have a script, and I would love to pick your brain, because this is what I love to do. And I was like, okay,
I would
cool.
like
Well,
it.
like, do you have a script? And he was like, yeah, I got a script in my car. And I was like, all right, well, go get it, bring it back, I'll read it.
Oh my god.
And and he left, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we all just left this bar?
And just left.
Yeah.
Shut up.
We should, but
Story.
Hannah was in the bathroom, so we were situated
That
at
would've been
Bar
funny.
Louie.
You should
too.
have screwed over Hannah
Yeah.
and just had her address the guy when he came back out.
No, I can't leave Hannah in
No.
dangerous situations. She has to
That
be
is a good
protected at
point,
these
yeah.
open mics.
This is why I'm not in a
Especially
relationship.
that guy.
But this
These
guy
things
comes
stink.
back, and we're all hanging out, and he hands me the script, and it's covered in resin.
Yes.
Like bowl resin. Like, it was in his car, like, on the floor.
He's like, I
and
wouldn't say covered.
yeah, it was. He did say I wouldn't say covered.
Really? Wow.
He did say
Oh,
that.
God.
But yeah, so he handed it to me, and I flipped it open, and I read the first page, and the first sentence was like, "We open on Derek, a greasy slizzball ripping a cig," and I was like, I'm not reading this, so I closed
Right.
it, and I was like, hey man, I'm not going to read this, but just give me your pitch, like, give me the pitch that you have for the show. And wow, I'm really putting this guy on blast
Yeah,
in the
but-
podcast.
Oh yeah, fucking
What's his
rip
full
into him.
name?
I want to hear it.
Do you think I've remembered his name?
No.
But it was just this guy, you know, and it seemed like he was doing a similar thing that I was doing. It was like him and a friend were trying to do this thing on their own. Me and a friend I had just done the same thing. My show had just like, we weren't able to finish it because our lead actress moved. And
probably
we weren't
amped
able
you up
to finish.
more.
Right. So I felt for him, you know, and and so I was like, just give me your pitch, just tell me what it is. And he gave me the pitch, and it was like an animated show that he wanted to make. He was working on it with his friend. He was like, I put so much time and energy into this, and like we hired people off Craigslist, and we got like mock-up animations, and we were like trying to go pitch it to people. And he was like, we pitched it to Paramount, we pitched it to Fox, and they were both interested. And I was like, here's the thing, man. No, they weren't. 100% no, they weren't. Nobody's ever gonna buy this because it's not gonna sell. You know, it's not a profit. It's not. You don't have a product. What you have is a dream, and if you have a dream, like you have to make it for yourself.
Well, did you
So I was
see he had
just
like
make-
the mock-up animations and stuff? So isn't that technically a product?
See, he had a script and he had like character designs.
Oh, that's
so he
it.
does
That's
have a
nothing.
pitch, but the pitch wasn't sellable. You know,
Right.
and he said that he like knew a friend and he flew out to LA.
I
And
feel like I've
he,
heard this type of story a million times.
Yeah, and I was
got
like, dude,
somebody out there it's
fairly
like, no.
common.
Yeah, it's like you really are clinging onto this, huh?
Right. And I'm like, hey man, if you're flying out to LA to hand people scripts that are covered in resin, you're wasting your money. Like take all of your energy and spend all of your time trying to produce this thing on your own.
Get
because
a
then you can
manila
make something.
folder.
Right.
And then he kept talking to me back and forth, and then I was really
you
just
get
wanted to hang out with the comics, so I made.
Don't
I was
you
making
love
fun
when
of him a
people
bunch.
ask for advice and you know they're not going to take it?
It was weird sitting there.
Yeah, well, I think the advice you give is the advice that you need. So I think if you're in a position to give advice, it's nice because it helps you learn about yourself.
That's actually a very
Yeah, the best way to
wise
learn is
thing
to
say,
teach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
to teach
thing
something.
with the
If you
Right,
could teach
things
it to
that it
others.
grooves in your brain when you're
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
explain something.
Because
Yeah.
you hear yourself say it and you're like, oh, actually, I should listen to all of that.
It's also a lot of the reason why I think like there are so many comedy podcasts because we can talk about comedy and we get to like explain
Yes.
things that we think about often, but like you don't
I think it's 'cause
verbalize it, so you get to theorize.
we all love the hang so much. They're like, let's just film one. Let's just.
Well,
have
that,
one.
that's the hang is the exact same way.
We
You get to
enjoy the
talk
hang
about
so much
talking
that we're
about
like,
comedy.
oh, let's bring people into this.
Yeah.
Right?
But then it was like he like wanted to also like do some more of our drugs like after.
Dude, yeah, holy fuck. This guy shows up and we're smoking a joint outside. He was like, hey, can we, I would love to take a hit of that joint. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. And he was smoking a cigarette. I was like, I'll trade you for a cigarette. And he was like, oh, this is my last one. I don't have one. This is my car. And I was like, all right, well, you can have a couple hits of my joint. Obviously, sucked this thing down. He was this guy.
Jeez.
This guy's your typical run-of-the-mill piece of shit.
Yeah, we've met quite a few.
And then at the end of the night, my grinder was on the table, and he takes it. And he was like, "Oh, what's in this? What's in here? Should we smoke this?"
What the fuck?
should we smoke
And-
your weed? Yeah.
Should we smoke this? Like, who's we?
And I was like, you know what that's for?
yeah, we are.
Closers.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It was so funny.
Speaking of the hang,
He got so embarrassed.
I don't think either of you have heard this story, but I think, actually, I take it back. I think I met you significantly this night before even that weekend with Mike Vaverman.
Okay.
Do you remember us hanging out after a show and meeting a comedian that was promoting his OnlyFans?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy I see him
might have
around
heard
still
about
all the
this,
time.
actually.
Oh my God! This
He
was
just
crazy.
asked Hannah and I on Tuesday if we wanted to take couples photos. He was trying to get
And how did they go? How did the photos go?
the photos went great. He was
So I guess we are
Wait.
talking about Hannah's butthole today.
So why did you guys not do the
We're
photos?
brought to you
Were
today.
they free?
this guy, you know, man,
For
this
comedic purposes.
here's
this could be
here's the
hilarious.
thing. He wanted to like he wants to be a photographer. So he's got like lights and cameras and lenses and stuff set up in his house, and he wants to try it out, and he thinks that we're good looking people, and he thinks that we'll pay for his photos. So
Okay.
he's trying to grind, you know. But you know,
that was good.
he's trying to grind.
that was good.
He's
That was
trying to
very
grind.
good.
I've seen this guy fuck. There's not a lot of grinding.
Yeah, can we say it? Mike and I watched all of
We
the
watched
porn.
his porn.
We
For some
watched
reason, I
so
forgot about
much
the
of it.
OnlyFans. I was like, how did he see that?
Yeah.
Well, dude, we were talking about
The
it. It
editing
pissed
was
us off.
awful.
The editing was shit.
Yeah.
We watched all of it, dude.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
leaves
I remember
like,
you saying
He
this,
leaves
yeah.
like 5 minutes of a black screen at the end.
Right.
hilarious.
You guys
Like,
looking
fuck
at
this
it from
guy.
a cinematic
The
perspective.
ending, dude. Do you remember the ending scene?
Yeah.
The ending scene is my favorite. Did I tell you about this part?
Possible.
Oh, the freeze frame.
The ending
Yes.
scene is amazing because he finishes and then it just like cuts camera and it's just both of them sitting naked on the couch and he just goes,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it just stretches back.
Which in a
That's
way
awesome.
is It was
Cinematic
a
as
beautiful
fuck.
shot because it captured who he is and who he's trying to be as a person accidentally. So it's like this terrible porn with just like punch in, punch out, fucking pixelate, swirl. He's in the woods for half of it.
There's clip art on top of it.
There's clip art on top. There's minutes of just pure black. He's walking in and out of frame, but it ends
That's my favorite porn, when it's
accidentally
pure black.
on like a beautiful, perfectly balanced shot of both of these people. She sits down on the couch. She crosses her legs. She's kind of exhausted. She's kind of ashamed of herself. And then he kind of like leans back because he wants to be, this guy is who he's always wanted to be. Is this guy in this position, and he finds himself in it. And
He's
it
always
was,
wanted to be that character.
and that's the part that made me come.
Which is well, it's crazy that he had that low of confidence because the hog was huge.
You think he had low
It was all right. He had an all
It
right.
was
He had an
big,
all right
dude.
piece on him.
I mean, if he's presenting the OnlyFans, he's got to have some confidence, right?
I mean, it was
right.
I was thinking though, like
He's got. Hey, man. He's got enough. He's got enough. He's got enough on the.
enough dick.
Right. He's got enough to get on the OnlyFans. I wasn't.
I love
I
that
wouldn't
you're
rather
defending
have
him
his
so
dick.
much.
I like that he shows up to open mics and take pictures of everybody without asking, and then tells them, "Hey, I'll send you these."
Hey,
clothes
he's a
once
different
you
kind of
buy
guy,
them."
man. He's from Philly. He was in prison for a while.
Why do you know so much about this?
Because
guy?
I talked to him a
ginger.
lot that night. Before we found his OnlyFans, I was talking to him all night. I
but
said that he
you
looked
know
like
so
a
much. You made it
negative
sound like
photo
you
of a
were
black
looking
guy
for
because
the
he's this
OnlyFans.
black guy with
Right.
the orange
I
beard.
feel
no,
like
they
you
did.
asked if he had an OnlyFans.
No,
Yeah.
he handed me a business card
Someone
that
bought
had
it.
all of his social media and his OnlyFans. He was like, "You don't have to check out the OnlyFans. I just put it on there."
AJ might have sponsored.
And
that.
that's
that
how
was
we
the
found
only
it.
thing that we looked
Yeah,
at.
I didn't search him on
And it was
OnlyFans.
free. Was it free, right?
was
Oh, for
free.
sure. Yeah, he's putting it out. He's just
That's
putting himself out
hilarious.
for it.
That's
No.
funny as fuck.
Oh, it was
dude.
free.
I do
Oh.
want to make that clear. We did not pay for an open micer's OnlyFans.
No.
We
AJ
did
did
watch
too.
him
talked
fuck
about it.
though.
We would.
You guys against sex workers or something? What's going on? Come
Yeah.
on.
We did.
This guy's slinging dick.
Yeah.
Same girl?
There
It's
were
just a
like 8
couple?
of us, like at the open mic after.
Yeah,
like,
it was really sad to just see 8 open mic comedians gathered around like a Galaxy phone watching.
That's the
it.
life.
Of them are hard.
Comedy, baby.
like
comedy.
dollar each.
Fucking. How like was it the same girl? It was just him and his
No, it was a
girlfriend?
couple different ladies.
There's a couple
Okay.
different ones.
couple
There's a
different,
girl
couple
with
different
him.
wayward,
Yeah.
wayward.
How
But
hot
he
were
was
they?
the star. Like it was clearly like it was his.
Oh, the guy.
highlight reel.
They were that ugly that he was the star.
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
the
But you could
star
tell
of
he
it.
was
No.
focusing on himself.
Right.
Ah, nice.
Right. He wasn't the star. The girls, they were all right looking
It's
girls.
not the money
Same,
shot, it's just
I'm
him
sure
being
they had done
relieved.
some hard time. They were.
They
Yeah.
were afterthoughts.
I would
don't
say
you
sucked
agree?
a
It
mean
almost-
dick. These girls. These girls sucked an aggressive.
If
Don't
you
you
could write
agree, though?
down all of their Instagrams after this,
What's
that'd
up?
be-
It kind of more looked like an audition tape for him. Versus
Oh
them.
yeah.
Which is the last thing I want in porn.
That's funny.
Is
Like
it
I
a-
want
is
to
a
see the
male
girl. Like no
audition?
one's here to see the dude. You know.
Nah.
Yeah, when you watch porn, you don't want to see a guy trying his best because that's what you are. You want to go for an escape.
No, you want to
Yeah.
see the closer.
yeah.
Whatever he was doing.
No, I feel like what do you ask for in a dude in a porno? I just want silence. I want you not to say anything.
Yeah, don't show his face. Don't
Don't-
show
no face.
I hate when they cut to his face. I'm like,
No
I don't fucking
sound.
need to see him.
No sound.
I
If
wanna
sound
hear
is
him
big. If
breathe.
I hear a dude moan during a video,
Oh,
it
yeah.
can ruin the whole thing.
I don't like that. When they come and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus
It's like,
Christ.
shut the fuck
it's
up.
not. It's never been that good,
No.
dude. What
Yeah.
are you?
I think it's presence, you know, because I don't I think
Wait, what?
I think what's happening
bigger
is
the
there's a
dick.
lot is the guys in porn they're trying to make something happen, right? So they're behind the camera as POV. I'm a big POV guy. I'm
POV.
assuming we
Yeah,
all
those
are.
are nice.
So it's this guy, and then he's like, "Oh, your tits are so fucking hot," and then you have to think
What
that
kind
that
of
guy's
videos
you.
are you watching?
It wasn't that
Just,
aggressive.
re-
Like I
like
said, I'm really
real
high.
life porn?
It's a guy. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
that how
It's
you're
like
supposed to act to tits? I
there's.
thought-
It's not how you're
I've
supposed to
never
act
had
to
that
tits.
reaction. That would be
It's
pretty
not.
courageous.
It's not. It's not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
he's over presenting because he's trying to make the situation sexy. But there's a hot girl there, and she's
Yeah,
Just
most of the
enjoy
work
it.
is already
she's
done.
yeah. Just let it happen. Man.
You got the dream job.
yeah.
Just shut the fuck up and do it.
Well, I think a lot of it is I think you're trying so hard to stay hard the whole
That's
time.
the only problem.
You're trying to stay.
that's the
you're
whole
trying
thing.
to stay. Oh, you're trying to stay
Oh.
full
That's
up.
the only
hard.
reason why
So
not
anyway,
every guy is a porn star is because most guys can't keep it hard on camera.
well,
A
I mean,
lot of them have a
I
problem
think
with
I
it.
have other opportunities as well.
I think
is
I have
one of the
other
reasons I
reasons
don't
Do you
why.
do
think you
porn,
could be a
but-
porn star? You're a pretty good looking dude. You could probably do it.
Would you watch me fuck?
Yeah, but could you fuck in front of 20 people and keep hard for over an hour?
Right. Where most
with
of them
your
are
mom,
dudes on a
maybe.
production
With
set.
my dude, my mom is
No,
hot.
you and Hannah.
Do you have a hot
should-
mom?
Yeah.
Well, you're Polish, right? Is your mom the Polish?
Thank God.
Mark
no,
has
I'm not.
been pretty vocal on this podcast about having a hot mom.
What race is your mom?
Italian.
Well, okay,
You're welcome, Mom. Last time I
good
called her
start.
fucking old and she got mad, so she's super hot.
She's old. How old is she?
getting 70. Prime age.
How many YouTube subscribers would someone have to give you to fuck your mom?
3.
God.
And they can unsubscribe after, too. I don't give a shit.
These are the last years.
Yeah, she's gonna die soon.
No, not.
Oh.
Well, no. Because there's a long time. She
gonna
might.
love me laughing at
People
that.
die all the time. I might die tomorrow. But
Hell
I
yeah.
think there's a period of time for
Love
an old
that money.
person between the last time they have sex and the time that they die. Because at some point, if you're old, you don't. You can't make it happen. So these might be the last great years that she has.
And you
is she still with your dad? Is she with
No,
somebody?
he's super dead. But old people.
How dead?
Very twice. Old
He
people.
died twice.
No,
I will
I
say-
So he
wish.
came back.
And then we put the fucking pillow over him. We're like, no,
That was such an aggressive
Mark
dad
does
joke.
not look
Yeah,
like
it
he
was
has an alive dad.
no.
Oh
no.
man.
I also look like a
My
former
dad dying
alcoholic.
genuinely is my biggest fear in life.
Why?
He had a heart attack like a year ago, and it really fucked me up. I did shrooms for the first time. I was sober for 13 months. I went to rehab. I was sober for 13 months. I did shrooms. The next day, my dad had a heart attack.
Jeez.
See, I've heard like you can only.
So my
treat-
heart was like open,
Like,
and then my dad had a heart
yeah.
attack, and I got like deep.
But like when your dad dies, like I also like you can either be like a real death or a fake death, like just in your mind. Like when your dad dies, that's when you become a real man because you don't have like
Right.
anybody. There's no
Yeah.
man
Oh, I saw
guidance
this,
anymore. You have
this-
to figure it all out. You have
Yeah.
no questions and guidance.
This video was like.
Well, I think what scares me is I want my dad to be able to see that version of me.
Successful and shit. Like or-
Not even successful, but I'd like him to be able to see like the man that he raised. Like I would like him to see like a.
from his point
To meet
of view,
me as an adult.
I want
Like I'm
my
saying
da-
adult shit. I don't know adult shit. And when I will at some point, and I would like my dad to
I want my dad to see me being courageous in the bedroom. Especially if it's with my mom.
get on with this
Hell
fucking
yeah.
this
I want
guy
my
on the
dad to see
OnlyFans,
me
dude.
be
Honestly, I should.
fuck
It would
this
take
guy.
courage.
scared.
It would take a lot of courage.
Yeah.
How much does someone have to pay you to start OnlyFans?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what money is. Basically, there's the amount of
What kind
money
of
right
answer is
now
that?
that would turn around my entire life is so low that I don't know how much money my dick is worth.
So you're taking off.
Genuinely.
So like $600.
I think, well, I'm playing at a deficit right now, so I won't sell a product that's worth more than I'll take it for, you know?
Right. So
And
like
what
it-
I'll take is all of it.
So like if you could just start over tomorrow, like at 0, you'd be like, I'd do a lot just to get there.
What do you mean?
Just to be like, all right, I'm at 0.
At zero money?
Yeah.
You
cock?
have to get paid more than.
Oh, to be
Yeah.
back, like no debt or anything?
I said you're in
Yeah.
a deficit, so he's at negative 0.
Well,
That's
the
what I
debt,
meant, yeah.
the debt. I mean, everybody has debt. That's not. I'm low liquid right now. I like just got an apartment. I have to pay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But right now, literally, right now, I have like $200 in my bank account. I have a move-in fee of $350 that's due on Thursday, so I have to like ask somebody for money in the
if
next
your
2
car broke
days.
down,
that
it would
why
just
you're
fuck you
here?
over.
You guys, thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Maybe Mark's mom could hire you. It could be a sugar mama.
She would love to pay for
Ooh,
dick.
sugar
Really?
mama.
Yeah, she would love to
Can
give
Hannah
money
come?
for cum. Huh?
Can Hannah come?
Yeah, she will.
Can Hannah
That's up
watch?
to you. If you do.
Is that the
My
kind of
mom
lady where your mom's
my
got this
mom
thing going on right now
will
where
make
she's
sure
70
she
and she would have
comes.
2 young people come over and fuck her?
Dude, she's gonna hate
would be-
this so
I
much.
feel
Oh.
like
Oh, yeah. I was about to. I didn't know what your relationship with your mom's like. I would
Well, no, I
never
say
say
wi-
these things.
I say
about-
wild shit. I would say shit like that in front of her, but
Mark's
gotcha.
mom watches every single episode of this podcast.
Oh, really?
And
And
she's
every
gonna
video.
hate this one.
Mark's mom,
Or she
I'm
might
sorry.
message
It's
Mike.
very nice to meet you.
You're
And,
great.
We
Thanks
love you,
for
Mrs.
watching.
Carsky.
yeah. I hope you're coming.
she's coming a lot. Anyway,
I saw this video. It said, "Have a heart attack, be a man."
dude, they
Have
would
you
just
ever seen those videos? Be a man.
Ooh.
No,
it's
but-
like ironic.
It's like a meme, right?
Yeah, it's like
Right.
Be a man.
go to work till you die. Be a man.
Right. Own slaves. Be a
Be
man.
Stick your finger in the butt. Be a
I
man.
mean,
Yeah.
That's different. That is being a man.
you guys are speaking my ethos
no,
right
sticking
now.
your finger in the butt, that's being an adventurous boy, but not telling her that there's doo-doo on your finger.
That's being a man.
That's being, and that's the kind of man
being
I
a
want my dad
gentleman.
to see me grow into.
I want my dad to see me see shit on my finger and not react.
Right, because that's how he
You don't
raised
want
me.
you don't want to put it in. Be like, that's for you.
No,
You
I
don't
feel like
give
my
it
dad
a
would be a little
taste.
weird
What do
about
you? You called your mother a whore, and that's the dirtiest thing you've done on this podcast.
I want my dad to see me become a Gryffindor.
He's like, I knew he was gay, dude. I knew it.
Dude,
No.
Adam C's mustache is making me so happy right now.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
we
is
were
a
talking
good
about it earlier,
stash.
dude.
We did mention your stash earlier.
We were brought to you today by
The
Adam
mustache.
C's
That's going to be a
mustache.
legendary stash. You should
Yeah.
keep it around for a while, man. You got a good one going.
Are you gonna do a
Wow.
handlebar?
Ooh,
But then you with the
it's
Puerto
like the
Rican.
top, shaving down the top,
Thin
getting a
it
little
out.
thin guy
You
going.
should do a Puerto Rican look, dude. Like a
Man.
little thin mustache. I like that.
Dylan, can you do an ad for us?
We are brought to you today by Adam C's mustache. It's thicker than it should be.
It's delicious.
It's deliciously funny.
No, it's
No, that one's dead. We're not doing that anymore.
Oh no.
Did she stop commenting after that?
no.
Okay, good for her.
She's been messaging me.
We have quite a few followers who would like to fuck us.
Fuck you guys.
Yes,
Makes
and I think
sense.
you're invited into the group now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
think-
cool, but who are your followers that are trying to fuck you guys? Are these like top prospects or what are we?
Not
They're
the
in the
ones that
league.
are vocal about it.
They're in the league.
They're in what league? Your league?
No,
The league
you
of their
said,
minor.
are they top prospects? They're in the league.
Oh, they're in the league. They're playing.
They're in the, they're,
they
they're
get, you
getting some
know,
play
first
time.
and second string goes down,
Yeah, you know,
you'll call them.
they're ready to go.
You're
to keep
drunk
playing
2
adult
a.m.
softball.
Don't
Got
worry, don't
IHOP.
get me
You're
wrong.
lonely.
They
You
still
got
got,
extra
like, the
banana
warm-ups
pudding. You'll give
on.
them a text.
They still got the warm-ups on.
They got the warm up.
They
They
got the warm-ups
never
on.
take them off.
They're
though.
not taking them off yet.
They've never come
But
off.
they got the warm-ups
They
on.
sleep in them, dude. They're just waiting to take those warm ups. Who has that? Mulaney has that joke where he's like, "Do you know what it's like every Saturday to put on breakaway pants and never break them away?"
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
I actually got to follow his sister. John Mulaney's sister was. I didn't know that she's a Chicago comic.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
So
she
like
is.
I went after her.
Have you met her?
It's
Have you seen
Claire,
her?
right?
Her
Claire
name's
Mulaney.
Claire Mulaney.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you talk, yeah.
She should
Like,
come on
that's
this
cool.
podcast.
Please, dude.
Hell
Yeah.
Should we start landing this plane since we're getting close to this open mic time? This is a podcast before the mic.
Yeah, let's ask one more Harry Potter question.
Yes.
If you were to choose an inanimate object as your wand for Harry Potter, what would it be?
Hermione.
That OnlyFans guy's dick.
His dick?
Yeah.
Just waving around?
Yeah.
Dylan, what about you?
I would choose the mic stand.
was the
That you're
question?
gonna
Oh,
carry
use
that
the
bitch
wand?
around
Use the
everywhere with
wand,
you
yeah.
to
Oh,
Expelliarmus
as my
and people?
wand?
Yeah, as your wand. And that would be a good broom, though, right? If you flew around.
That
on
would be
mic
a dope
stand.
broom.
Do you have to use it forever, the wand, or can you switch later? Because
No, you only get one wand.
dude.
One
Yeah,
wand.
you're putting a ring on it.
Big black
Probably a
dildo.
katana.
As your wand?
Wand?
Because if the magic doesn't work,
You don't believe in
that
yourself
is
at all.
true.
You
I
can't be a
don't.
wizard if you don't believe in
I
yourself.
haven't got the letter yet.
You're a
that
bottom,
like-
Harry.
Is that like
I am.
Amish? Is that like Amish magic at that point? If it doesn't work, and you
Swords.
just chop people.
You know
This
what?
is Amish magic.
Do the Amish have
Watch-
magic?
I
I've been
just
doing this
let 'em
Amish bit
disappear.
lately, and I've been learning a lot about because the bit's not working. So I've been learning a lot from people in the crowd about the Amish.
So audience members are
So audience
They're
members
like,
chime in. I get
actually-
heckled. I'm learning things, right? I didn't find out the
Changing
Amish.
mine.
They're like dog breeders, and they beat the fuck out of them.
Nice.
So you
As they
don't buy
should.
Amish dogs.
I'm changing my answer.
Amish only dogs are like, oh, these must be good.
I want to
I didn't
use
know.
the Hitachi.
Wait, do they
Magic
use the
wand.
American currency, or do they just trade?
The Amish.
Yeah.
that's
They
the Holy
barter.
Spirit, I think.
They just trade the spirit of
Yep,
God.
and
What if-
virgins.
what if the Amish
They,
Oh,
invented
that's
they
good.
probably trade in young women. Honestly, the Amish. I'm not even. There's what? They use
Like
currency.
the U.S. dollar, or is it like their own wooden?
work in a credit union and there were Amish people that came in and they would use actual money.
Oh,
Right.
They get
man.
pissed every
Money.
time the electric
Fucking
door
Amish.
opens.
money. Yeah,
Or dogs. They
Using
got
bottle
dogs.
caps.
the Amish use currency.
I don't trust them. I don't trust the
Yeah.
Amish.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's
Amish.
just a group of white people doing stuff not right.
Yeah, and how many Netflix
cool. That-
docuseries have we seen of people who look just like them, who are
Cannibals.
right cannibals, kitty touchers, hyper religious folks? I don't trust them.
Mark,
That's the
does,
nicest way of saying pedophile.
Mark, does
probably
that,
do weird
Would I
does
say
that-
with
kitty
animals.
touchers?
Yeah.
does that description not fit the Catholic Church?
No, it's exactly.
Right? Just
Well,
It
yeah,
seems like
yeah.
they would be
Just
the
white
most
people doing
religious.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
white people
do-
doing stuff is
Yeah.
what I don't trust. I'm glad we're distilling it.
It's always
I don't
turned out
trust. I
bad.
don't trust white people doing stuff.
White
never-
people with ambition, scary.
And ambition and resentment, it does not go
Yeah.
well.
That was a funny Bill Burr bit about like, thank God Kanye's not white. 'Cause then he would never have
Yo.
been held back.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
That is
Hell
good.
yeah, guys. Well, thank
We're
you so
gonna
much
land
for
the plane.
thank you so much for coming on this podcast, Mike. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Second time you came on. It was
Thank
a
you
good
for
time.
guys.
good to
Thank
have
you
you,
so
dude.
much for having me on
Mike
this podcast.
Caceres, plug everything.
I said, plug everything, you guys. I'm doing that one guy's OnlyFans. I'm doing Mark Carsky's mom, featuring Hannah Belmont. I'm
Yes.
doing.
She loves Jews.
What else am I doing? I'm regretting a lot of things I've said in the last hour.
Aren't
We were
we
so
all?
close to not
Dude,
doing
we'll take
Jews.
the N word out. It's fine.
We
Don't
were
even-
so close
Nah,
to
leave
not
that
doing
part
Jews
in.
today.
I don't regret
we didn't
that.
say it once.
What? Not making fun of Jews? Is that
We were
what you're
so
saying?
close.
Nah.
How could
The
we
Jews. What did you say about Jews?
not? I said my mom loves Jews because Hannah's Jewish.
Fucking Jews.
We didn't make fun of Jews. Then we still have to do one Jew joke because we
Okay.
didn't make one.
Make a Jew joke to end us out.
I have one Jew joke.
Okay, lay it on us, and then we're gonna immediately cut the podcast.
The Holocaust.
Okay. Do you know what the worst thing is about a Jew?
What?
The worst thing about a Jew is that they almost look like people.
Guys, thank you so much for
Thank
watching.
you for
this
watching.
I
episode.
appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Unless you're Jewish, I love you. Goodbye.